CLEP Introduction to Educational Psychology Measurement. Question 1. While reviewing, Jonah sees exam candidates start feeling nervous after a certain chime is repeatedly paired with a pop quiz. Which idea matches the situation? Option A, constructivism. Option B, classical conditioning. Option C, metacognition. Option D, operant conditioning. The correct answer is option B. Classical conditioning. This describes classical conditioning because a neutral stimulus becomes linked with an emotional response after repeated pairings. Constructivism is not the best choice because it explains active meaning-making, not a reflexive conditioned response. Metacognition is different because it concerns thinking about one's own thinking, not learned emotional associations. Operant conditioning does not fit because it focuses on consequences after behavior rather than associations before a response. Question 2. One interesting clue says a course tutor adds praise after an exam candidate participates and participation increases. Which educational psychology term fits for Jonah? Option A, negative reinforcement. Option B, positive reinforcement. Option C, extinction. Option D, punishment. The correct answer is option B. Positive reinforcement. This describes positive reinforcement because a desirable consequence is added after a behavior, making that behavior more likely. Negative reinforcement is not the best choice because it removes an unpleasant condition rather than adding a reward. Extinction is different because it weakens behavior by withholding reinforcement. Punishment does not fit because it aims to reduce behavior rather than increase it. Question 3. From this example, where exam candidates complete homework early to avoid a weekly reminder call home, which answer should Jonah select? Option A, negative reinforcement. Option B, positive reinforcement. Option C, response cost. Option D, classical conditioning. The correct answer is option A. Negative reinforcement. This describes negative reinforcement because a behavior increases because it helps the learner avoid or remove something unpleasant. Positive reinforcement is not the best choice because it adds a pleasant consequence rather than removing an unpleasant one. Response cost is different because it removes a privilege after misbehavior. Classical conditioning does not fit because it involves stimulus association rather than consequences shaping behavior. Question 4. Students in a quick quiz review discuss why an exam candidate receives an extra cleanup task after throwing paper and the behavior decreases. Which concept gives the best explanation? Option A, shaping. Option B, negative reinforcement. Option C, positive punishment. Option D, positive reinforcement. The correct answer is option C. Positive punishment. This describes positive punishment because an unpleasant consequence is added to reduce an unwanted behavior. Shaping is not the best choice because it builds behavior through small reinforced steps. Negative reinforcement is different because it increases behavior by removing something unpleasant. Positive reinforcement does not fit because it adds something desirable to increase behavior. Question 5. Teachers in a teacher training scenario wonder why a course tutor rewards each closer attempt as a shy learner gradually speaks louder in class. Which principle applies? Option A, reciprocal teaching. Option B, fixed ratio schedule. Option C, extinction. Option D, shaping. The correct answer is option D. Shaping. This describes shaping because successive approximations are reinforced until the desired behavior develops. Reciprocal teaching is not the best choice because it uses student-led reading strategies rather than behavior building. Fixed ratio schedule is different because it reinforces after a set number of responses, not gradual progress. Extinction does not fit because it reduces behavior by removing reinforcement. Question 6. Can Jonah treat a course tutor stops laughing at off-task jokes and the jokes slowly fade away as evidence of which concept? Option A, spaced practice. Option B, extinction. Option C, modeling. Option D, punishment. The correct answer is option B, extinction. This describes extinction because a previously reinforced behavior decreases when reinforcement is no longer provided. Spaced practice is not the best choice because it improves memory through distributed study sessions. Modeling is different because it involves learning by watching others. Punishment does not fit because it adds or removes a consequence to reduce behavior more directly. Question 7. If Jonah must answer quickly, which idea is signaled when a learner keeps answering review questions because bonus points appear after unpredictable numbers of correct responses? Option A, variable interval schedule. Option B, fixed interval schedule. Option C, fixed ratio schedule. Option D, variable ratio schedule. The correct answer is option D, variable ratio schedule. This describes variable ratio schedule because reinforcement occurs after an unpredictable number of responses, which often produces steady responding. Variable interval schedule is not the best choice because it rewards after changing time intervals rather than response counts. Fixed interval schedule is different because it rewards the first response after a set amount of time. Fixed ratio schedule does not fit because it rewards after a predictable number of responses. Question 8. Rather than guessing, Jonah should connect exam candidates work hardest right before a quiz that happens every Friday with which concept? Option A, token economy. Option B, fixed ratio schedule. Option C, variable ratio schedule. Option D, fixed interval schedule. The correct answer is option D, fixed interval schedule. This describes fixed interval schedule because reinforcement is available after a predictable amount of time has passed. Token economy is not the best choice because it uses symbolic rewards exchanged for privileges. Fixed ratio schedule is different because it depends on a set number of responses. Variable ratio schedule does not fit because it depends on unpredictable response counts. Question 9. Curiosity rises when Jonah reads that a child copies a classmate's polite hand raising after seeing the classmate praised. Which term solves the puzzle? Option A, insight learning. Option B, classical conditioning. Option C, observational learning. Option D, trial and error learning. The correct answer is option C, observational learning. This describes observational learning because the learner changes behavior after watching another person and the consequences that follow. Insight learning is not the best choice because it involves a sudden solution, not imitation. Classical conditioning is different because it links stimuli rather than modeling behavior. Trial and error learning does not fit because it depends on personal attempts and feedback rather than watching a model. Question 10. A CLEP-style scenario says an exam candidate with strong belief in personal ability chooses harder practice problems. Which answer best captures it for Jonah? Option A, self-efficacy. Option B, self-concept. Option C, external locus of control. Option D, intrinsic motivation. The correct answer is option A, self-efficacy. This describes self-efficacy because the learner's belief in their capability affects effort, persistence, and challenge choice. Self-concept is not the best choice because it is a broader view of oneself, not task-specific confidence. External locus of control is different because it attributes outcomes to outside forces rather than personal capability. Intrinsic motivation does not fit because it refers to interest or enjoyment, not belief in ability. Question 11. Inside a peer study circle, Jonah studies why a learner's confidence, classroom behavior, and course tutor response all influence one another. Which concept fits? Option A, classical conditioning. Option B, norm reference testing. Option C, reciprocal determinism. Option D, maturation. The correct answer is option C, reciprocal determinism. This describes reciprocal determinism because personal factors, behavior, and environment interact in a two-way pattern. Classical conditioning is not the best choice because it focuses on learned stimulus associations. Norm reference testing is different because it compares scores to other test takers. Maturation does not fit because it emphasizes biological growth rather than social interaction cycles. Question 12. Looking at the clue that a course tutor gives sentence starters at first and slowly removes them as exam candidates improve, which idea should Jonah remember? Option A, extinction. Option B, summative assessment. Option C, standardization. Option D, scaffolding. The correct answer is option D. Scaffolding. This describes scaffolding because temporary support is provided and then withdrawn as learners become more independent. Extinction is not the best choice because it removes reinforcement to reduce behavior. Summative assessment is different because it evaluates learning after instruction is complete. Standardization does not fit because it keeps testing procedures the same for everyone. Question 13. Jonah sees that a learner can solve a problem with hints but not yet alone during a quiet study group. Which concept best explains it? Option A, formal operational stage. Option B, zone of proximal development. Option C, reliability. Option D, mastery learning. The correct answer is option B. Zone of proximal development. This describes zone of proximal development because the task sits between independent ability and what the learner can do with support. Formal operational stage is not the best choice because it describes abstract reasoning, not support level. Reliability is different because it concerns score consistency, not learning support. Mastery learning does not fit because it requires reaching a performance standard before moving on. Question 14. When Jonah notices that a child calls a zebra a horse because it fits an existing animal category in an online prep session, which idea is being tested? Option A, accommodation. Option B, conservation. Option C, encoding. Option D, assimilation. The correct answer is option D. Assimilation. This describes assimilation because new information is interpreted using an existing mental schema. Accommodation is not the best choice because it changes the schema to fit new information. Conservation is different because it is understanding that quantity can stay the same despite appearance changes. Encoding does not fit because it is getting information into memory. Question 15. During a morning lesson, Jonah studies a case where a child changes the animal category after learning zebras are not horses. Which term fits best? Option A, assimilation. Option B, rehearsal. Option C, accommodation. Option D, class inclusion. The correct answer is option C. Accommodation. This describes accommodation because an existing schema is revised when new information does not fit. Assimilation is not the best choice because it would force new information into an old schema. Rehearsal is different because it is repeating information to maintain it in memory. Class inclusion does not fit because it involves understanding category relationships. Question 16. In a practice test workshop, Jonah asks why a child solves conservation tasks but struggles with purely hypothetical logic. Which answer names the idea? Option A, pre-operational thinking. Option B, formal operational thinking. Option C, concrete operational thinking. Option D, sensoromotor thinking. The correct answer is option C. Concrete operational thinking. This describes concrete operational thinking because children can reason logically about concrete objects but not fully abstract possibilities. Pre-operational thinking is not the best choice because it often lacks conservation and logical reversibility. Formal operational thinking is different because it includes abstract and hypothetical reasoning. Sensoromotor thinking does not fit because it centers on infant sensory and motor exploration. Question 17. After reading that a teen reasons through a hypothetical justice problem without needing physical examples, how should Jonah label the concept? Option A, pre-operational thinking. Option B, formal operational thinking. Option C, concrete operational thinking. Option D, object permanence. The correct answer is option B, formal operational thinking. This describes formal operational thinking because abstract and hypothetical reasoning are key features of this stage. Pre-operational thinking is not the best choice because it is marked by symbolic thought but limited logic. Concrete operational thinking is different because it works best with tangible examples. Object permanence does not fit because it is an infant understanding that objects still exist when unseen. Question 18. For a short exam review, Jonah connects an infant searches for a hidden toy instead of acting as if it disappeared with which principle? Option A, centration. Option B, object permanence. Option C, conservation. Option D, egocentrism. The correct answer is option B, object permanence. This describes object permanence because the child understands that objects continue to exist even when out of sight. Centration is not the best choice because it means focusing on one feature while ignoring others. Conservation is different because it involves understanding quantity despite appearance changes. Egocentrism does not fit because it involves difficulty taking another person's viewpoint. Question 19. Could a case where an elementary exam candidate gains pride from mastering reading and classroom skills be an example of which concept for Jonah? Option A, identity versus role confusion. Option B, trust versus mistrust. Option C, industry versus inferiority. Option D, generativity versus stagnation. The correct answer is option C, industry versus inferiority. This describes industry versus inferiority because school-age children build competence through successful work and feedback. Identity versus role confusion is not the best choice because it is mainly an adolescent search for personal identity. Trust versus mistrust is different because it centers on infant caregiver reliability. Generativity versus stagnation does not fit because it focuses on adult contribution to others. Question 20. Why would Jonah link a teenager explores values, careers, and beliefs to answer who they are to one major educational psychology idea? Option A, autonomy versus shame. Option B, identity versus role confusion. Option C, industry versus inferiority. Option D, intimacy versus isolation. The correct answer is option B, identity versus role confusion. This describes identity versus role confusion because adolescents work toward a stable sense of self and direction. Autonomy versus shame is not the best choice because it describes toddlers building independence. Industry versus inferiority is different because it focuses on school-age competence. Intimacy versus isolation does not fit because it usually involves young adult relationships. Question 21. A practice item tells Jonah that an exam candidate says cheating is wrong because rules and community expectations matter. Which concept is most likely? Option A, conventional morality. Option B, moral realism. Option C, post-conventional morality. Option D, pre-conventional morality. The correct answer is option A, conventional morality. This describes conventional morality because moral reasoning is based on social approval, rules, and maintaining order. Moral realism is not the best choice because it treats rules as fixed and unchangeable. Post-conventional morality is different because it uses broad ethical principles beyond rules. Pre-conventional morality does not fit because it focuses on rewards and punishments. Question 22. Before answering, Jonah identifies that a child avoids lying mainly to escape punishment or earn a reward. Which term should be chosen? Option A, pre-conventional morality. Option B, conventional morality. Option C, post-conventional morality. Option D, identity achievement. The correct answer is option A, pre-conventional morality. This describes pre-conventional morality because moral decisions are driven by personal consequences such as punishment or reward. Conventional morality is not the best choice because it emphasizes rules and approval from society. Post-conventional morality is different because it reasons from abstract principles and rights. Identity achievement does not fit because it describes commitment after exploration, not moral reasoning. Question 23. Which choice helps Jonah explain why an exam candidate argues that a rule should be challenged when it violates basic human rights in an after-school class? Option A, conventional morality. Option B, learned helplessness. Option C, pre-conventional morality. Option D, post-conventional morality. The correct answer is option D. Post-conventional morality. This describes post-conventional morality because moral reasoning is guided by universal principles rather than simple rule following. Conventional morality is not the best choice because it generally supports rules and social order. Learned helplessness is different because it concerns giving up after repeated failure. Pre-conventional morality does not fit because it focuses on personal gain or punishment. Question 24. How can Jonah classify a classroom moment where a course tutor plans choices that include music, movement, language, and spatial design? Option A, working memory. Option B, G factor. Option C, multiple intelligences. Option D, norm reference testing. The correct answer is option C. Multiple intelligences. This describes multiple intelligences because the approach treats ability as varied across different domains of strength. Working memory is not the best choice because it is a limited mental workspace. G factor is different because it emphasizes a general intelligence factor. Norm reference testing does not fit because it compares learners to a group. Question 25. Suppose Jonah observes that an assignment asks exam candidates to solve problems, create products, and apply ideas in daily life. Which concept is shown? Option A, multiple intelligences. Option B, criterion reference testing. Option C, fluid intelligence. Option D, triarchic intelligence. The correct answer is option D. Triarchic intelligence. This describes triarchic intelligence because Sternberg's model highlights analytical, creative, and practical intelligence. Multiple intelligences is not the best choice because it lists broader domains such as musical or bodily kinesthetic abilities. Criterion reference testing is different because it measures performance against standards. Fluid intelligence does not fit because it refers to novel problem-solving ability. Question 26. While reviewing, Jonah sees a learner studies child development because the topic feels genuinely fascinating. Which idea matches the situation? Option A, negative reinforcement. Option B, extrinsic motivation. Option C, performance goal. Option D, intrinsic motivation. The correct answer is option D. Intrinsic motivation. This describes intrinsic motivation because the behavior is driven by interest, curiosity, or enjoyment of the activity itself. Negative reinforcement is not the best choice because it increases behavior by removing something unpleasant. Extrinsic motivation is different because it depends on outside rewards or pressures. Performance goal does not fit because it focuses on looking competent compared with others. Question 27. One interesting clue says an exam candidate completes extra practice mainly to earn a gift card. Which educational psychology term fits for Jonah? Option A, mastery goal. Option B, intrinsic motivation. Option C, self-regulation. Option D, extrinsic motivation. The correct answer is option D. Extrinsic motivation. This describes extrinsic motivation because the behavior is driven by an outside reward rather than the activity itself. Mastery goal is not the best choice because it emphasizes learning and improvement. Intrinsic motivation is different because it comes from interest or enjoyment. Self-regulation does not fit because it involves planning and monitoring one's learning. Question 28. From this example, where a learner chooses difficult questions to improve understanding even if mistakes happen, which answer should Jonah select? Option A, mastery goal. Option B, fixed mindset. Option C, avoidance goal. Option D, performance goal. The correct answer is option A, mastery goal. This describes mastery goal because the focus is on growth, learning, and skill development. Fixed mindset is not the best choice because it treats ability as unchangeable. Avoidance goal is different because it focuses on avoiding failure or embarrassment. Performance goal does not fit because it focuses on proving ability or outperforming others. Question 29. Students in an online prep session discuss why an exam candidate studies mainly to score higher than classmates and appear smart. Which concept gives the best explanation? Option A, performance goal. Option B, mastery goal. Option C, intrinsic motivation. Option D, metacognition. The correct answer is option A, performance goal. This describes performance goal because the learner is focused on demonstrating ability relative to others. Mastery goal is not the best choice because it centers on improvement and understanding. Intrinsic motivation is different because it centers on enjoyment or curiosity. Metacognition does not fit because it involves awareness and control of thinking. Question 30. Teachers in a morning lesson wonder why a learner explains a failed test by blaming effort, task difficulty, luck, or ability. Which principle applies? Option A, constructivism. Option B, classroom ecology. Option C, attribution theory. Option D, information processing theory. The correct answer is option C, attribution theory. This describes attribution theory because it examines how people explain causes of success and failure. Constructivism is not the best choice because it emphasizes building meaning from experience. Classroom ecology is different because it focuses on classroom environment patterns. Information processing theory does not fit because it explains how information moves through memory systems. Question 31. Can Jonah treat an exam candidate stops trying because repeated failures made success feel impossible as evidence of which concept? Option A, growth mindset. Option B, learned helplessness. Option C, self-efficacy. Option D, positive transfer. The correct answer is option B, learned helplessness. This describes learned helplessness because repeated uncontrollable failure can reduce motivation and effort. Growth mindset is not the best choice because it supports belief that ability can improve. Self-efficacy is different because it refers to belief in capability, not resignation. Positive transfer does not fit because it happens when prior learning helps new learning. Question 32. If Jonah must answer quickly, which idea is signaled when an exam candidate treats mistakes as evidence that a skill can improve with strategy and effort? Option A, growth mindset. Option B, entity theory. Option C, fixed mindset. Option D, external attribution. The correct answer is option A, growth mindset. This describes growth mindset because ability is viewed as developable through effort, feedback, and better strategies. Entity theory is not the best choice because it is another way to describe fixed views of ability. Fixed mindset is different because it treats ability as stable and hard to change. External attribution does not fit because it places causes outside the learner. Question 33. Rather than guessing, Jonah should connect a hungry, unsafe exam candidate struggles to focus on a challenging lesson with which concept? Option A, Maslow hierarchy of needs. Option B, classical conditioning. Option C, Kohlberg theory. Option D, Bloom taxonomy. The correct answer is option A, Maslow hierarchy of needs. This describes Maslow hierarchy of needs because basic physiological and safety needs can affect readiness for higher level learning. Classical conditioning is not the best choice because it explains learned stimulus response associations. Kohlberg theory is different because it describes moral reasoning development. Bloom taxonomy does not fit because it classifies cognitive learning objectives. Question 34. Curiosity rises when Jonah reads that an exam candidate loses track while solving a long mental math problem with many steps. Which term solves the puzzle? Option A, working memory. Option B, procedural memory. Option C, long-term memory. Option D, sensory memory. The correct answer is option A, working memory. This describes working memory because working memory is the limited mental space used to hold and process information temporarily. Procedural memory is not the best choice because it stores skills and habits. Long-term memory is different because it stores information over extended periods. Sensory memory does not fit because it briefly holds raw sensory input. Question 35. A CLEP-style scenario says a learner recalls a teaching theory studied weeks earlier. Which answer best captures it for Jonah? Option A, long-term memory. Option B, working memory. Option C, sensory memory. Option D, selective attention. The correct answer is option A, long-term memory. This describes long-term memory because information retained over time is stored in long-term memory. Working memory is not the best choice because it is temporary and limited during active thinking. Sensory memory is different because it lasts only briefly after stimulation. Selective attention does not fit because it filters what receives mental focus. Question 36. Inside a final review session, Jonah studies why an exam candidate turns a new vocabulary term into a meaningful example to remember it. Which concept fits? Option A, retrieval. Option B, extinction. Option C, validity. Option D, encoding. The correct answer is option D, encoding. This describes encoding because encoding is the process of getting information into memory in a usable form. Retrieval is not the best choice because it involves pulling stored information back out. Extinction is different because it weakens a learned behavior. Validity does not fit because it concerns whether a test measures what it should. Question 37. Looking at the clue that a learner closes the book and answers questions from memory to strengthen recall, which idea should Jonah remember? Option A, massed practice. Option B, summative assessment. Option C, centration. Option D, retrieval practice. The correct answer is option D, retrieval practice. This describes retrieval practice because actively recalling information improves later memory more than simply rereading. Massed practice is not the best choice because it compresses study into one long session. Summative assessment is different because it evaluates learning at the end of instruction. Centration does not fit because it means focusing on one feature of a situation. Question 38. Jonah sees that an exam candidate studies the same concepts in short sessions across several days during an after-school class. Which concept best explains it? Option A, shaping. Option B, spaced practice. Option C, norming. Option D, massed practice. The correct answer is option B, spaced practice. This describes spaced practice because learning is distributed over time, which usually supports stronger retention. Shaping is not the best choice because it reinforces gradual behavior changes. Norming is different because it creates comparison data for a test. Massed practice does not fit because it packs study into one concentrated period. Question 39. When Jonah notices that a learner links a new theory to personal classroom experiences in a student coaching session, which idea is being tested? Option A, extinction. Option B, rote rehearsal. Option C, reliability. Option D, elaboration. The correct answer is option D, elaboration. This describes elaboration because new information is made more meaningful by connecting it to existing knowledge. Extinction is not the best choice because it removes reinforcement to reduce behavior. Rote rehearsal is different because it repeats information without adding meaning. Reliability does not fit because it refers to consistency of measurement. Question 40. During a mini-lecture, Jonah studies a case where an exam candidate groups a long list of theorists into behaviorist, cognitive, and social categories. Which term fits best? Option A, accommodation. Option B, response cost. Option C, chunking. Option D, overlearning. The correct answer is option C, chunking. This describes chunking because information is organized into meaningful units to reduce memory load. Accommodation is not the best choice because it changes a schema to fit new information. Response cost is different because it removes a privilege to reduce behavior. Overlearning does not fit because it continues practice after initial mastery. Question 41. In a peer study circle, Jonah asks why an exam candidate checks which topics are weak and adjusts the study plan. Which answer names the idea? Option A, automaticity. Option B, extrinsic motivation. Option C, classical conditioning. Option D, metacognition. The correct answer is option D, metacognition. This describes metacognition because the learner monitors and controls their own thinking and learning strategies. Automaticity is not the best choice because it means a skill requires little conscious effort. Extrinsic motivation is different because it depends on external rewards. Classical conditioning does not fit because it involves learned associations. Question 42. After reading that knowledge from a statistics lesson helps an exam candidate understand test reliability, how should Jonah label the concept? Option A, extinction. Option B, transfer of learning. Option C, negative punishment. Option D, cognitive dissonance. The correct answer is option B, transfer of learning. This describes transfer of learning because previous learning influences performance in a new but related situation. Extinction is not the best choice because it reduces behavior when reinforcement stops. Negative punishment is different because it removes something desirable to reduce behavior. Cognitive dissonance does not fit because it involves discomfort from conflicting beliefs. Question 43. For a short exam review, Jonah connects a course tutor gives a big picture concept map before a complex lesson begins with which principle? Option A, exit ticket. Option B, advance organizer. Option C, token economy. Option D, random assignment. The correct answer is option B, advance organizer. This describes advance organizer because a preview structure helps learners connect new information to prior knowledge. Exit ticket is not the best choice because it checks understanding at the end of a lesson. Token economy is different because it uses symbolic rewards. Random assignment does not fit because it places participants into groups by chance. Question 44. Could a case where a learner uses an existing mental framework about classrooms to understand a new teaching method be an example of which concept for Jonah? Option A, rubric. Option B, percentile rank. Option C, schema. Option D, reinforcer. The correct answer is option C, schema. This describes schema because a schema is an organized knowledge structure used to interpret information. Rubric is not the best choice because it is a scoring guide. Percentile rank is different because it shows relative standing in a group. Reinforcer does not fit because it is a consequence that increases behavior. Question 45. Why would Jonah link too many visuals, terms, and steps overwhelm a learner during a first lesson to one major educational psychology idea? Option A, intrinsic motivation. Option B, reliability. Option C, egocentrism. Option D, cognitive load. The correct answer is option D, cognitive load. This describes cognitive load because working memory can become overloaded when too much information must be processed at once. Intrinsic motivation is not the best choice because it concerns interest and enjoyment. Reliability is different because it concerns consistency of scores. Egocentrism does not fit because it means difficulty taking another viewpoint. Question 46. A practice item tells Jonah that exam candidates build their own understanding through discussion, examples, and problem solving. Which concept is most likely? Option A, behaviorism. Option B, standardization. Option C, constructivism. Option D, maturation. The correct answer is option C, constructivism. This describes constructivism because learners actively construct meaning rather than simply receive information. Behaviorism is not the best choice because it emphasizes observable behavior and consequences. Standardization is different because it keeps procedures uniform. Maturation does not fit because it emphasizes biological growth. Question 47. Before answering, Jonah identifies that exam candidates investigate a question, gather evidence, and develop an explanation. Which term should be chosen? Option A, direct instruction. Option B, norm-referenced assessment. Option C, fixed ratio reinforcement. Option D, inquiry-based learning. The correct answer is option D, inquiry-based learning. This describes inquiry-based learning because learning begins with questions and exploration rather than only direct telling. Direct instruction is not the best choice because it uses clear teacher-led explanation and guided practice. Norm-referenced assessment is different because it compares students to one another. Fixed ratio reinforcement does not fit because it rewards after a set number of responses. Question 48. Which choice helps Jonah explain why a course tutor models a skill, guides practice, checks understanding, and gives feedback in a classroom discussion? Option A, direct instruction. Option B, peer tutoring. Option C, discovery learning. Option D, portfolio assessment. The correct answer is option A, direct instruction. This describes direct instruction because the method uses explicit teaching steps and structured practice. Peer tutoring is not the best choice because it uses students helping students. Discovery learning is different because it expects students to uncover ideas with less direct guidance. Portfolio assessment does not fit because it collects work over time. Question 49. How can Jonah classify a classroom moment where exam candidates work in small groups with shared goals and individual accountability? Option A, independent study. Option B, lecture method. Option C, cooperative learning. Option D, competitive learning. The correct answer is option C, cooperative learning. This describes cooperative learning because learners collaborate while each member remains responsible for contributing. Independent study is not the best choice because it relies on solo learning. Lecture method is different because it centers on teacher presentation. Competitive learning does not fit because it ranks students against one another. Question 50. Suppose Jonah observes that a course tutor adjusts tasks, materials, and support based on learner readiness. Which concept is shown? Option A, standardized instruction. Option B, random sampling. Option C, differentiated instruction. Option D, summative assessment. The correct answer is option C, differentiated instruction. This describes differentiated instruction because instruction is adapted to different needs while keeping meaningful learning goals. Standardized instruction is not the best choice because it delivers the same approach to all students. Random sampling is different because it selects participants for research. Summative assessment does not fit because it evaluates after instruction. Question 51. While reviewing, Jonah sees a lesson offers text, audio, visuals, and different ways to show understanding from the start. Which idea matches the situation? Option A, tracking. Option B, universal design for learning. Option C, accommodation only. Option D, mastery grading. The correct answer is option B, universal design for learning. This describes universal design for learning because UDL plans flexible access and expression options before barriers appear. Tracking is not the best choice because it separates students into groups by perceived ability. Accommodation only is different because it changes access for an individual after a need is identified. Mastery grading does not fit because it focuses on reaching standards before moving ahead. Question 52. One interesting clue says a course tutor uses a quick exit question to adjust tomorrow's lesson. Which educational psychology term fits for Jonah? Option A, formative assessment. Option B, norm-referenced assessment. Option C, summative assessment. Option D, placement test. The correct answer is option A, formative assessment. This describes formative assessment because the assessment is used during learning to guide instruction and feedback. Norm-referenced assessment is not the best choice because it compares performance to other learners. Summative assessment is different because it judges learning after instruction is complete. Placement test does not fit because it sorts students before instruction begins. Question 53. From this example, where a final exam measures what exam candidates learned after the unit ends, which answer should Jonah select? Option A, formative assessment. Option B, diagnostic assessment. Option C, anecdotal record. Option D, summative assessment. The correct answer is option D, summative assessment. This describes summative assessment because the assessment evaluates achievement at the end of a learning period. Formative assessment is not the best choice because it guides instruction during learning. Diagnostic assessment is different because it identifies starting strengths and needs. Anecdotal record does not fit because it is a brief observational note. Question 54. Students in a student coaching session discuss why an exam candidate's score is judged against a fixed standard of mastery. Which concept gives the best explanation? Option A, ipsative assessment. Option B, informal observation. Option C, norm-referenced assessment. Option D, criterion-referenced assessment. The correct answer is option D, criterion-referenced assessment. This describes criterion-referenced assessment because performance is compared with defined criteria rather than other students. Ipsative assessment is not the best choice because it compares a student to their own past performance. Informal observation is different because it is not necessarily tied to a fixed standard. Norm-referenced assessment does not fit because it compares students to a reference group. Question 55. Teachers in a mini-lecture wonder why a score report shows how an exam candidate performed compared with a national sample. Which principle applies? Option A, criterion-referenced assessment. Option B, authentic assessment. Option C, norm-referenced assessment. Option D, formative assessment. The correct answer is option C, norm-referenced assessment. This describes norm-referenced assessment because the score is interpreted relative to other test takers. Criterion-referenced assessment is not the best choice because it compares performance to a standard. Authentic assessment is different because it uses real-world tasks. Formative assessment does not fit because it is used during learning for improvement. Question 56. Can Jonah treat a test give similar results when the same skill is measured repeatedly as evidence of which concept? Option A, reliability. Option B, bias. Option C, validity. Option D, percentile rank. The correct answer is option A, reliability. This describes reliability because reliability means scores are consistent across time, items, or raters. Bias is not the best choice because it concerns unfair advantage or disadvantage. Validity is different because it asks whether the test measures the intended construct. Percentile rank does not fit because it reports relative standing. Question 57. If Jonah must answer quickly, which idea is signaled when a math test actually measures math reasoning instead of reading speed? Option A, inter-rater agreement. Option B, reliability. Option C, standard error. Option D, validity. The correct answer is option D, validity. This describes validity because validity concerns whether an assessment measures what it claims to measure. Inter-rater agreement is not the best choice because it is one form of consistency between scorers. Reliability is different because it concerns consistency, not meaning. Standard error does not fit because it estimates score uncertainty. Question 58. Rather than guessing, Jonah should connect all examines receive the same directions, timing, and scoring rules with which concept? Option A, standardized test. Option B, informal assessment. Option C, authentic assessment. Option D, portfolio assessment. The correct answer is option A, standardized test. This describes standardized test because standardization keeps testing conditions uniform so scores can be interpreted fairly. Informal assessment is not the best choice because it may be flexible and teacher-made. Authentic assessment is different because it asks students to perform realistic tasks. Portfolio assessment does not fit because it collects multiple pieces of work over time. Question 59. Curiosity rises when Jonah reads that exam candidates design a real classroom plan instead of only selecting answers on a test. Which term solves the puzzle? Option A, authentic assessment. Option B, norm-referenced assessment. Option C, standardized assessment. Option D, forced choice test. The correct answer is option A, authentic assessment. This describes authentic assessment because students demonstrate learning through realistic tasks and products. Norm-referenced assessment is not the best choice because it compares performance to a group. Standardized assessment is different because it uses uniform procedures and scoring. Forced choice test does not fit because it limits responses to provided options. Question 60. A CLEP-style scenario says exam candidates receive a scoring guide describing levels for evidence, clarity, and accuracy. Which answer best captures it for Jonah? Option A, checklist. Option B, rubric. Option C, syllabus. Option D, norm table. The correct answer is option B, rubric. This describes rubric because a rubric lists criteria and performance levels for judging work. Checklist is not the best choice because it often marks whether elements are present without quality levels. Syllabus is different because it outlines course policies and topics. Norm table does not fit because it helps interpret scores against a sample. Question 61. Inside a practice test workshop, Jonah studies why a course tutor moves exam candidates from remembering facts to evaluating arguments and creating projects. Which concept fits? Option A, Kohlberg stages. Option B, Bloom taxonomy. Option C, Maslow hierarchy. Option D, Erikson stages. The correct answer is option B, Bloom taxonomy. This describes Bloom taxonomy because the taxonomy organizes cognitive tasks from lower to higher levels of thinking. Kohlberg stages is not the best choice because it describes moral reasoning. Maslow hierarchy is different because it organizes human needs. Erikson stages does not fit because it describes psychosocial development. Question 62. Looking at the clue that an exam candidate with a qualifying disability has a legal plan with goals and services, which idea should Jonah remember? Option A, norming report. Option B, rubric. Option C, lesson plan. Option D, individualized education program. The correct answer is option D, individualized education program. This describes individualized education program because an IEP documents specialized instruction, supports, goals, and services for eligible students. Norming report is not the best choice because it summarizes comparison data. Rubric is different because it scores performance. Lesson plan does not fit because it guides a teacher's daily instruction but is not a special education legal document. Question 63. Jonah sees that an exam candidate with a disability learns with non-disabled peers as much as appropriate during a classroom discussion. Which concept best explains it? Option A, retention. Option B, standardization. Option C, tracking. Option D, least restrictive environment. The correct answer is option D, least restrictive environment. This describes least restrictive environment because students should be educated in settings that provide access while avoiding unnecessary separation. Retention is not the best choice because it keeps a student in the same grade. Standardization is different because it keeps testing procedures uniform. Tracking does not fit because it groups students by perceived ability. Question 64. When Jonah notices that a learner gets extended time while the learning target stays the same in a quick quiz review, which idea is being tested? Option A, acceleration. Option B, modification. Option C, punishment. Option D, accommodation. The correct answer is option D. Accommodation. This describes accommodation because access is adjusted without changing the essential learning expectation. Acceleration is not the best choice because it moves a learner ahead faster. Modification is different because it changes the learning expectation or task level. Punishment does not fit because it reduces unwanted behavior through consequences. Question 65. During a teacher training scenario, Jonah studies a case where a learner completes a simplified assignment with different learning expectations. Which term fits best? Option A, modification. Option B, scaffolding. Option C, accommodation. Option D, universal screening. The correct answer is option A. Modification. This describes modification because the task or standard is changed to fit the learner's instructional level. Scaffolding is not the best choice because it gives temporary support toward the same goal. Accommodation is different because it changes access while keeping the same standard. Universal screening does not fit because it checks all learners for risk. Question 66. In a final review session, Jonah asks why a strong thinker struggles with accurate word decoding and benefits from structured phonics. Which answer names the idea? Option A, percentile rank. Option B, dyscalculia support. Option C, behavior contract. Option D, dyslexia support. The correct answer is option D. Dyslexia support. This describes dyslexia support because dyslexia commonly affects word reading and decoding, so explicit structured literacy support can help. Percentile rank is not the best choice because it reports relative test standing. Dyscalculia support is different because it focuses on math-related difficulties. Behavior contract does not fit because it targets behavior goals. Question 67. After reading that a learner focuses better with short tasks, movement breaks, and clear routines, how should Jonah label the concept? Option A, ADHD classroom support. Option B, gifted compacting. Option C, classical conditioning. Option D, criterion testing. The correct answer is option A. ADHD classroom support. This describes ADHD classroom support because structured routines and attention supports can reduce distractions and support self-management. Gifted compacting is not the best choice because it removes already mastered work for advanced learners. Classical conditioning is different because it links stimuli with responses. Criterion testing does not fit because it compares performance to standards. Question 68. For a short exam review, Jonah connects an advanced learner skips mastered work and uses time for deeper enrichment with which principle? Option A, retention. Option B, curriculum compacting. Option C, remediation. Option D, extinction. The correct answer is option B. Curriculum compacting. This describes curriculum compacting because already mastered content is reduced so the learner can pursue more challenging work. Retention is not the best choice because it repeats a grade or course. Remediation is different because it retakes skills that are not yet mastered. Extinction does not fit because it removes reinforcement to reduce a behavior. Question 69. Could a case where examples, discussion norms, and materials connect learning to exam candidates' cultural backgrounds be an example of which concept for Jonah? Option A, standardized testing. Option B, culturally responsive teaching. Option C, colorblind teaching. Option D, ability tracking. The correct answer is option B. Culturally responsive teaching. This describes culturally responsive teaching because instruction uses students' cultural knowledge and experiences as assets for learning. Standardized testing is not the best choice because it keeps procedures uniform. Colorblind teaching is different because it ignores cultural differences rather than using them constructively. Ability tracking does not fit because it separates students by perceived ability. Question 70. Why would Jonah Lincoln assessment unfairly disadvantages a group? Because examples depend on unfamiliar cultural knowledge to one major educational psychology idea. Option A, reliability. Option B, standard deviation. Option C, test bias. Option D, validity evidence. The correct answer is option C, test bias. This describes test bias because bias occurs when irrelevant factors give some groups an unfair advantage or disadvantage. Reliability is not the best choice because it concerns score consistency. Standard deviation is different because it describes score spread. Validity evidence does not fit because it supports appropriate score interpretation. Question 71. A practice item tells Jonah that exam candidates transition quickly because procedures for materials and movement are practiced daily. Which concept is most likely? Option A, classroom routines. Option B, random reinforcement. Option C, summative testing. Option D, accommodation. The correct answer is option A, classroom routines. This describes classroom routines because clear repeated procedures reduce confusion and support orderly learning time. Random reinforcement is not the best choice because it gives rewards unpredictably. Summative testing is different because it evaluates final achievement. Accommodation does not fit because it adjusts access for a learner. Question 72. Before answering, Jonah identifies that exam candidates earn points for target behaviors and trade them for privileges. Which term should be chosen? Option A, mastery learning. Option B, classical conditioning. Option C, logical consequence. Option D, token economy. The correct answer is option D, token economy. This describes token economy because tokens serve as conditioned reinforcers that can be exchanged for backup rewards. Mastery learning is not the best choice because it requires meeting standards before moving forward. Classical conditioning is different because it links two stimuli rather than using exchangeable rewards. Logical consequence does not fit because it is connected naturally to misbehavior. Question 73. Which choice helps Jonah explain why an exam candidate who misuses lab materials must repair the setup and review safety steps in a quiet study group? Option A, unrelated punishment. Option B, logical consequence. Option C, negative reinforcement. Option D, extinction. The correct answer is option B, logical consequence. This describes logical consequence because the consequence is related to the behavior and helps restore responsible action. Unrelated punishment is not the best choice because it does not connect meaningfully to the behavior. Negative reinforcement is different because it increases behavior by removing an unpleasant condition. Extinction does not fit because it withholds reinforcement to reduce behavior. Question 74. How can Jonah classify a classroom moment where a course tutor spots small off-task behavior early while continuing the lesson smoothly? Option A, scaffolding. Option B, wait time. Option C, self-efficacy. Option D, withitness. The correct answer is option D, withitness. This describes withitness because withitness means awareness of classroom events and quick response before problems grow. Scaffolding is not the best choice because it gives temporary learning support. Wait time is different because it is a pause after asking a question. Self-efficacy does not fit because it is belief in capability. Question 75. Suppose Jonah observes that a course tutor pauses several seconds after asking a question before calling on anyone. Which concept is shown? Option A, wait time. Option B, withitness. Option C, response cost. Option D, distributed practice. The correct answer is option A. Wait time. This describes wait time because wait time gives students more processing time and often improves response quality. Witness is not the best choice because it is awareness of classroom behavior. Response cost is different because it removes a privilege after behavior. Distributed practice does not fit because it spreads study sessions over time. Question 76. While reviewing, Jonah sees a prompt asks exam candidates to explain several possible reasons instead of choosing one fact. Which idea matches the situation? Option A, closed question. Option B, fixed ratio schedule. Option C, open-ended questioning. Option D, recall cue. The correct answer is option C. Open-ended questioning. This describes open-ended questioning because open-ended questions invite elaboration, reasoning, and multiple defensible responses. Closed question is not the best choice because it usually has one brief answer. Fixed ratio schedule is different because it reinforces after a set number of responses. Recall cue does not fit because it simply prompts memory of stored information. Question 77. One interesting clue says a course tutor tells a learner exactly what worked and what to revise next. Which educational psychology term fits for Jonah? Option A, general praise. Option B, effective feedback. Option C, random correction. Option D, summative grade only. The correct answer is option B. Effective feedback. This describes effective feedback because specific, timely feedback helps learners close the gap between current and desired performance. General praise is not the best choice because it may feel positive but gives little guidance. Random correction is different because it lacks targeted connection to the learning goal. Summative grade only does not fit because it reports performance without next steps. Question 78. From this example, where an exam candidate sets a goal, monitors progress, changes strategies, and reflects after studying, which answer should Jonah select? Option A, operant conditioning. Option B, self-regulated learning. Option C, social facilitation. Option D, object permanence. The correct answer is option B. Self-regulated learning. This describes self-regulated learning because learners actively plan, monitor, control, and evaluate their learning. Operant conditioning is not the best choice because it emphasizes consequences shaping behavior. Social facilitation is different because it concerns performance changes in the presence of others. Object permanence does not fit because it concerns infant understanding of hidden objects. Question 79. Students in a quick quiz review discuss why exam candidates take turns summarizing, questioning, clarifying, and predicting during reading. Which concept gives the best explanation? Option A, reciprocal teaching. Option B, token economy. Option C, random assignment. Option D, direct instruction. The correct answer is option A. Reciprocal teaching. This describes reciprocal teaching because the strategy uses structured dialogue to improve comprehension. Token economy is not the best choice because it uses symbolic rewards. Random assignment is different because it assigns participants to groups by chance. Direct instruction does not fit because it is mainly teacher-led explanation and practice. Question 80. Teachers in a teacher training scenario wonder why one exam candidate guides another through practice while both receive learning benefits. Which principle applies? Option A, peer tutoring. Option B, tracking. Option C, portfolio assessment. Option D, lecture. The correct answer is option A. Peer tutoring. This describes peer tutoring because students support each other's learning through structured helper-learner roles. Tracking is not the best choice because it separates students into ability groups. Portfolio assessment is different because it collects work samples over time. Lecture does not fit because it is teacher presentation to a group. Question 81. Can Jonah treat a child identifies that cat and cup begin with the same spoken sound as evidence of which concept? Option A syntax. Option B phonics. Option C morphology. Option D phonemic awareness. The correct answer is option D. Phonemic awareness. This describes phonemic awareness because the learner is attending to individual sounds in spoken language. Syntax is not the best choice because it concerns sentence structure. Phonics is different because it links sounds to printed letters. Morphology does not fit because it studies meaningful word parts. Question 82. If Jonah must answer quickly, which idea is signaled when a learner improves a skill after watching a confident model demonstrate each step? Option A Maslow needs. Option B Skinner shaping. Option C Bandura modeling. Option D Piaget conservation. The correct answer is option C. Bandura modeling. This describes Bandura modeling because Bandura emphasized learning by observing models and the outcomes of their actions. Maslow needs is not the best choice because it explains motivation through layered needs. Skinner shaping is different because it reinforces gradual behavior changes through consequences. Piaget conservation does not fit because it concerns logical understanding of quantity. Question 83. Rather than guessing, Jonah should connect family, school, peers, community, and culture all shape a child's development with which concept? Option A Erikson psychosocial stages. Option B information processing. Option C Kohlberg moral stages. Option D Bronfenbrenner ecological systems. The correct answer is option D. Bronfenbrenner ecological systems. This describes Bronfenbrenner ecological systems because development is influenced by nested environmental systems around a child. Erikson psychosocial stages is not the best choice because it focuses on lifespan social-emotional conflicts. Information processing is different because it compares thinking to mental processing systems. Kohlberg moral stages does not fit because it focuses on moral reasoning. Question 84. Curiosity rises when Jonah reads that a young child uses a caregiver as a safe base and seeks comfort after stress. Which term solves the puzzle? Option A industry versus inferiority. Option B avoidant attachment. Option C secure attachment. Option D authoritarian parenting. The correct answer is option C. Secure attachment. This describes secure attachment because secure attachment involves trust in caregiver availability and comfort. Industry versus inferiority is not the best choice because it is a school-age psychosocial conflict. Avoidant attachment is different because it shows reduced seeking of comfort. Authoritarian parenting does not fit because it describes strict parenting style. Question 85. A CLEP style scenario says two infants differ early in activity level, mood, and adaptability. Which answer best captures it for Jonah? Option A moral reasoning. Option B criterion validity. Option C temperament. Option D self-concept. The correct answer is option C. Temperament. This describes temperament because temperament refers to biologically influenced patterns of emotional and behavioral response. Moral reasoning is not the best choice because it concerns judgments about right and wrong. Criterion validity is different because it links test scores to an outcome. Self-concept does not fit because it is a person's view of self. Question 86. Inside a peer study circle, Jonah studies why a child says "good" because a regular grammar rule is applied too broadly. Which concept fits? Option A babbling. Option B code switching. Option C language overgeneralization. Option D telegraphic speech. The correct answer is option C. Language overgeneralization. This describes language overgeneralization because the child applies a learned language rule to an irregular case. Babbling is not the best choice because it is early sound play. Code switching is different because it shifts language varieties based on context. Telegraphic speech does not fit because it uses short two-word phrases. Question 87. Looking at the clue that exam candidates explain whether a character should break a rule to help someone in need, which idea should Jonah remember? Option A, moral dilemma assessment. Option B, aptitude test. Option C, achievement test. Option D, behavior checklist. The correct answer is option A, moral dilemma assessment. This describes moral dilemma assessment because moral dilemmas reveal the reasoning behind judgments, not just the choice itself. Aptitude test is not the best choice because it predicts future learning potential. Achievement test is different because it measures learned academic content. Behavior checklist does not fit because it records observed behaviors. Question 88. Jonah sees that a study finds that homework time and test scores rise together without proving cause during a quiet study group. Which concept best explains it? Option A, case study. Option B, experimental research. Option C, correlational research. Option D, ethnography. The correct answer is option C, correlational research. This describes correlational research because correlation shows a relationship between variables but does not establish causation. Case study is not the best choice because it examines one person or small group deeply. Experimental research is different because it manipulates variables to test cause and effect. Ethnography does not fit because it studies culture through immersion. Question 89. When Jonah notices that participants are placed into tutoring or no tutoring groups by chance in an online prep session, which idea is being tested? Option A, matching. Option B, random sampling. Option C, random assignment. Option D, convenience sampling. The correct answer is option C, random assignment. This describes random assignment because chance placement helps make groups similar before the treatment begins. Matching is not the best choice because it pairs participants on key traits. Random sampling is different because it selects participants from a population. Convenience sampling does not fit because it uses whoever is easily available. Question 90. During a morning lesson, Jonah studies a case where a researcher changes the type of feedback exam candidates receive. Which term fits best? Option A, confounding variable. Option B, independent variable. Option C, control variable. Option D, dependent variable. The correct answer is option B, independent variable. This describes independent variable because the independent variable is the factor the researcher manipulates. Confounding variable is not the best choice because it is an unwanted factor that may affect results. Control variable is different because it is held constant. Dependent variable does not fit because it is the measured outcome. Question 91. In a practice test workshop, Jonah asks why a researcher measures quiz scores after using two different teaching methods. Which answer names the idea? Option A, extraneous variable. Option B, dependent variable. Option C, independent variable. Option D, random assignment. The correct answer is option B, dependent variable. This describes dependent variable because the dependent variable is the outcome measured to see whether the treatment had an effect. Extraneous variable is not the best choice because it is an outside influence. Independent variable is different because it is the factor manipulated. Random assignment does not fit because it is a grouping procedure. Question 92. After reading that one group receives regular instruction while another receives a new memory strategy, how should Jonah label the concept? Option A, population. Option B, control group. Option C, sample. Option D, experimental group. The correct answer is option B, control group. This describes control group because the control group provides a comparison for judging the effect of the treatment. Population is not the best choice because it is the larger group of interest. Sample is different because it is the set of participants studied. Experimental group does not fit because it receives the treatment being tested. Question 93. For a short exam review, Jonah connects a course tutor adds all quiz scores and divides by the number of exam candidates with which principle? Option A median. Option B mode. Option C range. Option D mean. The correct answer is option D. Mean. This describes mean because the mean is the arithmetic average of a set of scores. Median is not the best choice because it is the middle score. Mode is different because it is the most frequent score. Range does not fit because it is the difference between highest and lowest scores. Question 94. Could a case where a course tutor wants to know how spread out the class scores are around the average be an example of which concept for Jonah? Option A percentile rank. Option B mean. Option C raw score. Option D standard deviation. The correct answer is option D. Standard deviation. This describes standard deviation because standard deviation describes typical distance of scores from the mean. Percentile rank is not the best choice because it shows relative standing. Mean is different because it gives the average but not spread. Raw score does not fit because it is the number of points earned. Question 95. Why would Jonah link a exam candidate's report says the score is higher than the scores of 80% of the norm group to one major educational psychology idea? Option A percentile rank. Option B standard deviation. Option C grade equivalent. Option D percentage correct. The correct answer is option A. Percentile rank. This describes percentile rank because percentile rank tells the percentage of comparison scores at or below a student's score. Standard deviation is not the best choice because it describes score spread. Grade equivalent is different because it estimates grade level performance, often imperfectly. Percentage correct does not fit because it reports items answered correctly. Question 96. A practice item tells Jonah that exam candidates improve partly because they know they are being studied. Which concept is most likely? Option A testing effect. Option B Hawthorne effect. Option C placebo effect. Option D observer bias. The correct answer is option B. Hawthorne effect. This describes Hawthorne effect because participants may change behavior simply because they are receiving attention in a study. Testing effect is not the best choice because it improves learning through retrieval practice. Placebo effect is different because it involves improvement from belief in a treatment. Observer bias does not fit because it occurs when researcher expectations shape recording. Question 97. Before answering, Jonah identifies that exam candidates improve over a semester because they naturally grew older, not because of the program. Which term should be chosen? Option A regression to the mean. Option B instrumentation threat. Option C selection bias. Option D maturation threat. The correct answer is option D. Maturation threat. This describes maturation threat because changes due to natural development can threaten conclusions about a treatment's effect. Regression to the mean is not the best choice because it occurs when extreme scores move closer to average later. Instrumentation threat is different because it occurs when measurement changes over time. Selection bias does not fit because it occurs when groups differ before a treatment. Question 98. Which choice helps Jonah explain why a researcher records detailed notes about classroom interactions instead of only counting scores in an after-school class? Option A random assignment. Option B standardized testing. Option C meta-analysis. Option D qualitative observation. The correct answer is option D. Qualitative observation. This describes qualitative observation because qualitative methods focus on rich descriptions and meanings in context. Random assignment is not the best choice because it places participants into groups by chance. Standardized testing is different because it uses uniform measurement procedures. Meta-analysis does not fit because it statistically combines many studies. Question 99. How can Jonah classify a classroom moment where a course tutor studies the effect of a new discussion routine in the course tutor's own classroom? Option A, action research. Option B, survey research. Option C, laboratory experiment. Option D, longitudinal research. The correct answer is option A, action research. This describes action research because practitioners investigate their own settings to improve local practice. Survey research is not the best choice because it gathers responses from questionnaires. Laboratory experiment is different because it tests variables in a controlled setting. Longitudinal research does not fit because it follows participants over time. Question 100. Suppose Jonah observes that families are told the study purpose, risks, and rights before agreeing to participate. Which concept is shown? Option A, informed consent. Option B, debriefing. Option C, random assignment. Option D, confidentiality. The correct answer is option A, informed consent. This describes informed consent because participants or guardians must understand key information and voluntarily agree. Debriefing is not the best choice because it explains details after participation. Random assignment is different because it assigns participants to groups by chance. Confidentiality does not fit because it protects private data.